It's not every day that I have a descendant of Brian Baru in the studios, and that's correct, right?
It is correct. And
Let me hold on a second there. I'm having one of those momentary brain freezes. Kevin, your microphone is on. It is correct, you were saying.
this works fine. Yeah, my son's middle name is Baru for that reason.
Ah, okay. Kevin O'Brien joining us. We're having a conversation about ancestry, and his ancestors on that side of his family lived on a very cold rock on the western side of Ireland, in a county just south of Galway. So
County Clare.
you didn't have as big a bay.
No, no. Fortunately, I didn't have to put up with it.
We're going to spend a few minutes with Kevin this morning talking about a series of marketing seminars that are coming up next week. You're listening to Top Story on News Radio 1310, KLIX, and newsradio1310.com with Bill Colley. You do this on a yearly basis, and you've been working in the office here the last couple of days as this thing is being put together for next week. 3 different sets of days. Actually, there's what, 12 actual seminars?
12. Same seminar, done 12 times.
Oh, so how do you keep that fresh on your end?
It's really easy because there's such a diverse group of business people who attend, and rather than have a cookie cutter type of marketing workshop, we do integrate the companies who are in attendance. So we keep it fresh, and frankly, it keeps it more interesting for me too.
You've done this in 3/4 of the states around the country. And the point of the matter is in this day and age, with all the internet competition, the cable competition, the diffusion in radio formats and the like, trying to get a message out as a business person, not as easy as it was 30 years ago.
It's not as easy, and part of the confusion is that there are certain digital assets and new tools coming out, and depending on who the marketing company is who's selling them, they call them different things. So it's not just that there are 2 or 3 or 4 new vehicles that you can get a message across, but to a person who sells furniture and doesn't really care about marketing as much, it's even more confusing because you hear so many different names. So what we do is, my goal, and you're right, I've done this in 38 states and 3 Canadian provinces over the last 15 years, have done thousands of workshops for tens of thousands of businesses, but I want to bring it right here to the Magic Valley. This is the 8th year that Town Square Media has invited me in to do the series of marketing workshops. So first of all, thank you. I appreciate being here once again. And it's a little bit like home every year because you get to see trends in business. Over 8 years, we've gone through the economic downturn. We've gone through the start of the recovery. Things aren't where people would like to ultimately see them, but they sure are better than they were a few years ago. And that means as marketers, we've got to have a different approach. We've got to switch from playing defense, from conserving our resources and trying not to make mistakes, to being a little more proactive, playing to win again. People are spending more money, and one of the biggest mistakes business owners and managers make is they assume because people are spending more money, they're naturally going to spend it with them. And that just doesn't work. Business goes where it's invited. And if I could isolate maybe the biggest mistake that a lot of business owners make, it's that they assume that because they are knowledgeable and passionate about their own business or industry, everybody else is too. And the fact is, we're not. We don't care about your business. We are spoiled consumers. All we care about is how your business can help me. And I won't know how it helps me unless you reach out and have a compelling message to help invite me into your business.
And so much fierce competition with the growth in this city. To drive down any street in the business district and to see the competition you have is just, you've got to figure out a way to stand above all those messages.
It is, and you've got to differentiate yourself somehow. A lot of people fall into some of the same marketing mistakes, really. You can take pride in the fact that you're family owned and operated, but that doesn't mean you can fix my tire better than somebody else. I want to know how you can do something that affects my needs, not something that pats yourself on the back at a Chamber of Commerce lunch. So you've got to focus your message ultimately on what's the one thing you want a consumer to do as a result of being exposed to your ad message. If it's come in and check out the health club, take a tour, that's great. If it's go online and set an appointment with a podiatrist, that's great. Figure out the one thing you want somebody to do and focus your message on helping them get there.
We need to point out that of those 12, they are scheduled Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And there are multiple seminars, so if you have another appointment or your business hours, nobody has a complete match here, so they can come in the morning, mid-morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, And essentially, if they need to reach anybody, they can just call here, right, at the radio station.
Right. There's more information on the websites, and there's a phone number to call to reserve a seat as well.
Right. In fact, the number is 737-6008. That is 737. I'll pass this along a bit more a little later this morning, too, as well, because no one ever has pen, pencil, or paper around when you do this. 737-6008. And you can actually just mention that you heard this conversation, and they will sign you up. And again, for the people who are getting involved in this, got about 20 seconds to go. Once they go through this program, they will have almost a blueprint for what they're doing.
They will walk out with ideas they can put into practice immediately. And we're not just talking in the workshop about external marketing, things you do to get people to come into your business. We spend a lot of time on something critical, internal marketing. How do you create a quality customer experience, loyalty, return visits, word of mouth references and referrals? Getting people to your business is one thing. What you do with them is really the critical factor and is as important as how you spend your money or the message that you use to get people to come in.
And return over and over and over and over again. And maybe have their children then start coming in after that. It's call it 8:30-56. Kevin, want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Bill.
All right. In fact, I'm going to be attending one of those next week. So for those people who don't have an opportunity, I'll pass along what I've learned following that.
No heckling.
Steve Millington on the way on Top Story.